All right. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. I'm biting my lip. I'm waiting for everything to start. I'm almost ready. Mm-mm. Okay. Are we ready to talk? I think I'm ready to talk. Um, a lot to discuss today, I guess. This video is going up on the channel, by the way, so I gotta make sure that everything that I say is it's fair game and I don't be cursing or anything like that. So, give me a second. I'm getting ready. All right. Okay. What is happening, gang? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your boy Techniques. As you guys can see, I got my MK shirt on. As you guys can see, I got my MK shirt on. I just came from watching Mortal Kombat 2 in theaters. I experienced it in D-Box, IMAX, D-Box IMAX. So basically the best experience that you could possibly experience almost any movie outside of the Dolby Digital XD or something like that of the sort. So IMAX XD or something. So, um, okay. So this is this is a non-spoiler movie. So I will not be talking about anything that's spoiler territory. I will give you guys an overview of what the synopsis of the movie has to do. Obviously, I will give you guys my general feedback of the acts and how the acts work and what I think about each act. I will give you a total score as well, and ultimately some bits and pieces that are not spoiler, if not that makes things make sense, if it makes sense. So, Jesus. Okay. Okay. So first and foremost, the thing that you guys want to know off the rip, the movie itself is a sequel to Mortal Kombat, yes, but it has a totally different direction than the original Mortal Kombat, if it makes sense. So, per the synopsis and per everything that we do know, obviously from the last Mortal Kombat to this Mortal Kombat, we do know that the actual Mortal Kombat tournament was not determined or started. You know, hence Shang Tsung attacking early, so on and so forth, in the first Mortal Kombat. If you haven't watched the first Mortal Kombat, don't go watch the second Mortal Kombat, please. So I'm not talking about spoiler territory shit here because I'm talking about Mortal Kombat 1, not 2, at this point, right now. So, obviously, the tournament for Mortal Kombat is actually about to start. And essentially, because of what happened in the previous tournament, in the previous movie, or whatever the case might be, there's some actions and consequences and whatnot, so on and so forth. Um, which leads to the discovery of Johnny Cage. That's the best way to explain it. As we know, which is not spoiler territory, as we know in the first movie, Kung Lao gets his soul sucked out of by by Shang Tsung. So essentially, he was an Earth realm warrior because of because of being an elf Earth realm warrior. Fortunately, before the start of Mortal Kombat, they are essentially where they're looking for different fighters. They're looking for more fighters at this point. That's basically how the movie starts. That's essentially giving off the commercials, so on and so forth. So pretty much you get that from the synopsis. Johnny Cage from the commercials. Johnny Cage doesn't really believe what the fuck is going on, and then essentially we followed that journey of Johnny Cage and then the rest of the combatants, so on and so forth. Um, Act one, Act one really emphasizes on um, the trajectory of the movie and setting up all the pieces of the movie. Obviously, that's what the first act generally does, but it does it very, very well. So whoever is in charge this time around, they had not necessarily liberty, but they had more time to essentially indulge in the actual Mortal Kombat lore versus the first movie. So this movie is heavy Mortal Kombat lore, very Mortal Kombat heavy, lore heavy. So, um, what I mean by that is that essentially everything that happens in this movie is on the historical side of shit. Like on the history and lore of Mortal Kombat is very accurate in the sense of that. Like at least in Act One. I could say that it's very accurate. It's to me is probably one of the best introductions of any video game movie I've ever seen. So to that point, I give that part of the movie a 10 out of 10. It is one of the best introductions. It establishes things. If you didn't know some stuff, you you needed some catch up. It gives you a little bit of that, but ultimately, it is very lore heavy and lore accurate. No liberties were taken there, things like that of the sort. So that I feel like was one of my favorite aspects of the movie. And even throughout the movie, they established a lot of things that are very lore accurate, and where people would think like, oh, they might take liberties on certain shit or whatever the case might be. I really didn't think that. At least the first act, at least in the first act and second act. So anyway, we'll talk about the third act. I know you said first act and second act. What happened in the third act? Again, this is a no spoiler review of Mortal Kombat 2. I just came and watched it in the movie theater, but I'll talk about the third act in a little bit. Again, going over the things without spoiling. So, I really felt like I really, really genuinely felt that the first act and a lot of the second act was super heavily focused on the lore. And that to me is what meant everything. So, as a Mortal Kombat fan who knows the Mortal Kombat lore, going in there, they just did an amazing job. So I give those portions of the movie a solid 10 based off that, on those things. Now, what happens to me, the few things that I will continue to praise is one, the attention to details, the characters, their costumes and everything. The characters' costumes, I kid you not, the costumes look damn near like their Deadly Alliance costumes. Like, a lot of their costumes are heavily influenced from MKX and Deadly Alliance. Like, and and I love that shit. I don't even know how else to explain it. I fucking love that shit. Katana's costume is fucking nuts. I love it. The way that they use the masks and props and things like that were amazing as well. Jade was interesting. Jade was played very well and was given a role that was like, the role was iffy in the sense of like what they had for her, what they needed from her or whatever, and she did an amazing job, by the way. I'm not saying that she played it, she did the best she could with what she had. So that, with the few lines, the things that she needed to do, so on and so forth. So Jade's costume, which a lot of folks were worried about and whatnot, excuse me, Jade's costumes, right? What a lot of people were worried about was Jade's costume. I think that where the story is going and how things progress in these movies, per se, right? I think we'll be happy with Jade's costume. I think we will be very happy with the portrayal of Jade and her costume, so on and so forth. That's my take. I heavily believe that, and that's based off what I saw in the limited time that she had on screen, only because of the simple fact that the movie wasn't really about Jade, so you can't really sit there and like penalize her for not having that many lines or so on and so forth. Um, which again, when she's used on screen, used very well. I think personally, um, there's a part there that I was just kind of like, but we'll get to that in the spoiler version of the movie. Now, the spoiler version of the movie of my review of the movie isn't coming out till Monday, so this is the spoiler free. You don't have to worry about getting spoiled on the movie or anything like that of the sort. This is very much spoiler free, just giving you guys the full uh, spoiler free thought process since it's fresh on what I get from the movie. So I personally uh, I personally like the direction that they went. It establishes a lot of the original MK9 lore more in the sense of that. Uh, MK9 lore, it being like straightforward without it all the bullshit of like the time, time travels and things like that. It's just like the actual Mortal Kombat lore. So like when we got the fresh reboot of Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat 9 kind of thing, like that everything that you see once you go into the prologue, once you get the prologue done, everything that you see is like one to one with the original MK storyline that Ed Boon wanted to put out there and things like that of the sort. That really was what hit home for me in the sense of that they like took that into perspective. So um a lot of story beats are coming directly from I want to say MK9 because MK9 is the one that has the most you know uh that has the most story information based off the content that it gives you and all that or whatever. So it takes a lot of story beats from MK9, which is amazing. We all love MK9. We got nothing to talk about MK9 here. If you're a fan, you already know. You leave a comment in the chat, say, hey, you already know. MK9. That's all I want to see in the chat, MK9. So put that in the comment section if you're a fan and show some love. But nonetheless, outside of that, there's a lot of things that set up the next movie. Coincident? It's not coincidental. We all know it's not coincidental. But those who never watched a Mortal Kombat movie or never played Mortal Kombat, and let's say they watched the first Mortal Kombat and they just loved the first Mortal Kombat and like they weren't video gamers, so they're like, fuck it, we don't want to know the rest of the lore. And then now the new Mortal Kombat is coming out, and they're like, holy shit, the new Mortal Kombat is out. Those guys are going to be in for a lot of good surprises and stuff like that. So I'm very happy with things that they do in order to like establish the world and the bigger things, so on and so forth. Even stuff that haven't happened that could possibly happen, all of that. Like I really enjoyed that because I can't say why in this particular video, but I could definitely tell you that based off what they want, there's a huge possibility that we're going to get a third movie. If everything goes well, obviously opening day, people go watch it. I honestly tell you guys, go watch this movie. Push it out there. Go watch it. Tell your friends to go watch it. It is an amazing time. Up and down, amazing time in the movie theaters for about 2 hours. It started about 4:30. The movie started about 5. I got out about 6. An hour and a half, give and take. So hour and 40 minutes or so. I got out about 6:40. And like I'm trying to tell you. So in either case, the first act is very lore accurate. I enjoyed the setups for all the new characters and cast characters that were coming in, so on and so forth. And of course, um, the returning cast. You know, the progression of the returning cast. I love that. So the second act, the second act is the second act is where it's at. That I have to say it. The second act is where it's at. So the second act, you have so many things happening that I can't really say it in details in this one because it'll start going into spoiler territory. But the fight between Johnny Cage and Baraka was amazing. Like that fight is amazing. That was a fun fight to watch. I deeply enjoyed it. And D box, what it was amazing. My seat was moving all over the place. It was an amazing fight. I love the Johnny Cage versus Baraka fight. That is not spoiler territory. That is something you see in the commercials already. So I'm just saying that I did love that fight. Everything from how it's set up to how it ends, all of it was just chef's kiss. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And you know what? The other thing that I really love about this movie is, did I say already that the attention to details? Because holy shit, the attention to details is crazy. So here's one thing that I could say. Again, no spoilers here. Gonna continue saying that throughout the video, so those who come in and watch the video live, they know that I'm not spoiling anything or talking about anything in the sense of actual spoiler territory. But here's something that I have to say. I mentioned the character designs, right? The cosplay, the costumes and shit like that. My goodness, the fucking stages, yo! I kid you not. Look, editor, you're gonna have to bleep that word out because I just got hyped. Yo, listen, the stages, the scenes, those are goated. Okay, I got to give them that. I have got to give them that. I have to give them that. Yo, okay, the pit was crazy. The pit was crazy. The pit looked amazing. The cesspool, oh my god. That was oh brother, Baraka's camp, that shit went hard. The throne room, that was insane. Yo, the bridge. Oh my god, the bridge. I'm not even talking. Yo, the bridge, the gateway bridge with the blue background. Oh my god. Every single stage that they showed from the Mortal Kombat stages that we fought in as kids at the arcades or in the Super Nintendo or wherever you played Mortal Kombat, my goodness, they did that shit justice. And I said that their costumes were great. Oh, bro, the stages were amazing. I was like, oh, no, this shit is gold. Gold. They did not miss with that shit. They didn't miss with that. You know what else they didn't miss with? The choreography. That is something that I, as a Mortal Kombat fan, that has played every Mortal Kombat basically that's come out, every Mortal Kombat, yes, every fucking Mortal Kombat. I have played every single Mortal Kombat, like from emulation to physically having it. I have played almost every single Mortal Kombat to this point. If there's one that I've missed, it's probably going to be the ones that only got network tested or some shit like that you can't get your hands on. And then that one already got added to the new Mortal Kombat collection so you could play it anyway. So it's like I could get my hands on that whenever. That I ain't worked too much, but I've pretty much done played Puzzle Combat, fucking Tetris Combat, you name it, all of it. Um, but why am I mentioning the choreography? Because if you played, I told you guys that they take a lot from Deadly Alliance. So if you played Deadly Alliance and or I mean, Deadly Alliance is fine. Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, the PS2 era. Let's put it that way. If you played the PS2 era of Mortal Kombat, then you will know that that's when they started introducing like fighting styles and things like that of the sort. But in the latest Mortal Kombat, nice, hell yeah. But in the latest Mortal Kombat, right? You know that they all have their own fighting style and combinations and things like that, and iconic things that they do and attacks that we all know and love. You know, like the Liu King's bicycle kick or the fireball or Katana's fan throw or some shit. You know, things like that of the sort or whatever. Like they nailed that shit. Mortal Kombat 2 nailed that aspect of things. I can't even express to you guys like how fucking cold the choreography is. I mean, if you watch the movie, when you watch the movie, not if, when you guys watch the movie, and you've played Mortal Kombat enough, watch the poses, watch the fighting stance changes, watch what they do with like their the weapons, watch all of the little things because again, whoever was directing this movie had a lot of fun making this shit be as close as possible to what we get in the video games in the sense of the combat and in the sense of like choreography. The choreography was great. Hands down great. Hands down amazing. Um to me. It was such a beautiful thing to see. Um all of that. So we covered a lot. Now, let's proceed to Act 3. So, you guys saw me say I'll get to Act 3 because I wanted to talk about Act 3 in its own separate thing. Act 3 is weird. So, okay. So, Act 3 is interesting. At the same time, it okay. Let's put this into perspective. I'm not shitting on Act 3. The third act of the movie has an infinite amount of good things to say and very few bad things to say. Um, for one, I will just say that let's talk about Quan Chi, for example. Right? It's not a spoiler. Quan Chi was shown in a clip, right? In a trailer. So Quan Chi's in the movie. Obviously, if you know Mortal Kombat, you know who Quan Chi is and whatnot. It's an interesting. They have an interesting take on Quan Chi, to say the least. So, you guys, let me know what you guys think. This is the spoiler-free version of that. That's all I'm gonna say. That they have an interesting take on Quan Chi. You guys watch the movie and you guys let me know what you guys think about Quan Chi and what they use Quan Chi and how they go about it and things like that. Um, Shang Tsung has a limited role in the movie as well. Let's just get that out the way. If your guys asking, like, so what was Shang Tsung or whatever the case might be, very limited role, but nonetheless, it's a role that pushes kind of the story forward in a way. So um, we just skim that pretty fast, leave it alone, and move on, just like that. Just leave it alone, and just move on. There's not much to talk about there. Uh, but when I mentioned the choreography, I forgot to mention something: the brutalities. Not brutalities as in like I meant brutality, not brutalities. Brutality itself, like the way people got dismembered, the gore, the fatalities, and such. Like, this, let's put this into perspective. That this is Mortal Kombat 2. So the movie already establishes a lot of stuff. It's already established from the first movie, the shit that people can and can't do. So when you come in, there's no holds gloves. That's something that was really cool. There is no holds gloves. It's automatic that they already set you up from the very beginning to experience Mortal Kombat for real. So I really enjoyed that. That they were like, yeah, nah, this isn't like, no, this is how we started the movie. This is how we doing this. This is how we doing that. Everything is gory. It's gory. And if you're watching this, being a parent, in regards to that, I'm not a parent, but if you are a parent, I would highly recommend that unless you've already exposed your kid, you know, or your kids to, these kind of things like horror movies and violent stuff or whatever, then I would highly recommend you not to take your kids to this movie because there's a lot of gory stuff. Um, like no holds bar kind of stuff. Like I'm just being straightforward. Um, but on the flip side, it is exactly what was needed in that aspect. Every single thing, every fight, every hit, every dismemberment, everything was like you could feel it. I mean, I was sitting in the D box, so I guess I was technically feeling it because you like when someone got punched or some shit, the damn chair would shake and shit. So like I guess I was technically feeling the shit. So but when I say that like you could feel it, it was that they emphasized on things like the hit, the punches, the stuns, the whatever, all that shit. Cool funny thing is with in the scene between um in the fight between Johnny Cage and Katana, again, nothing that's being spoiled here. We're not spoiling anything. So we're just talking. We're going through the Mortal Kombat review without those spoilers. But in the fight between Johnny Cage and Katana, there's a thing that happens in the fight that you're like, ha, that's that's crazy. Like that, I'll have you guys spot it. You guys will spot it. It's almost like it's stupid obvious, but it's like, but oh, okay, that makes sense or whatever. That's the best way to explain it. Because there's a lot of those moments in the movie. There's a lot of those like, aha, oh, that's from that. Yeah, like there's a lot of that sprinkled throughout the movie, all the way sprinkled throughout the movie. Now, back to Act 3. Act 3, the focus of Act 3 just completely goes all over the place, kind of. So, this is why I say that this is like the weakest act out of all of them. Because there's a lot of things to wrap up when we get into Act 3. Yeah, not necessarily a lot of things, but like, there's quite a few things that are going on. But so little time that, like, it mainly focuses on something else that we rather not focus on. I don't know how else to explain it. So it's like flip flopping between certain things, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It got to me to where I was just like, oh, come on, man. Like, you could have wrapped up one story beat first before you ended up, going to the next story beat, because and in the end, each thing that happened had to do with each other in a way, but it was just like, if you got to that third act and then it was just all fighting at that point, and you set everything up in the technicality in Act 2, then you wouldn't have to do so much storytelling in the third act in order to kind of compensate, if it makes sense. That's what I'm talking about. So there was some parts where there was like giving us story beats, like in talking and conversations, like and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? While then the other side, them niggas was fighting. They were just whipping each other ass, whatever was going on, and then you go back to this thing, and then finally this shit starts ramping up on the fights, while the other fight is still going on, and you're like, well, based off the longevity of these other fights that we've seen throughout the movie, this fight should be already kind of wrapping up, but then it was the final battle, so it couldn't wrap up, so something else was... So that was just kind of like where all of it was at. So I was just like, yeah, I get it. Y'all was trying to make... Y'all was not necessarily making the shit convoluted, because that's not what I'm saying, and that's not what was happening, because it wasn't really convoluted. They explained exactly what needs to happen in order for things to move forward. So it's like, here, hold my hand kind of shit. And then from there, we get the third act. But it's like, I'm ready to see the fist fly. I'm ready to see heads roll. I'm ready to see shit like that. Not sit here and start talking and bullshit. So then everything just all gets put into thing, and then you're going from this part to this part to this, and then this part, and then like we bring back a full circle back to Jade, where I was just like, when Jade was like, kind of thing or whatever, because then they used Jade there, and like all throughout the rest of the movie, like she had like had like more dialogue than action. So then now all of a sudden she has action. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so it was like, these are the things, again, not spoiling anything, because I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just telling you guys, again, some characters have limited role. You have to see exactly how their roles are used. I said Jade was used very well. Again, a few iffy parts there. I got a few things to talk about Quan Chi, but again, that I gotta wait. You guys just gotta wait for the spoiler review in order for me to talk about the Quan Chi situation and what I think about the Quan Chi situation, whether I like it or not. It's not that I don't like it or I dislike it. It's just I have my opinions on certain things, but I don't want to go ahead and spoil it until the spoiler window is free, which is going to be on Monday. So come Monday at noon for lunch, I'll have the spoiler version of it. Yeah. I got the spoiler version of it coming out Monday. We're going to be talking about it Monday. So if you haven't seen it, the title's going to say it, Mortal Kombat 2 review with spoilers. Don't come in here, yo, because we not like don't come in here. If you haven't seen the movie and you come in here talking about Tuck, you sport, I'm gonna block the fuck out of you. Like I'm legitimately going to block you, son. Like that's exactly what's gonna happen. If you come into my live stream and I am talking Mortal Kombat and you chat and you write in my chat or you come into the comment section when that video gets posted talking about I like I got spoiled. I'm like, did you not read the title? Cause I'm pretty positive I'm typing in English, not Portuguese, not Japanese, not Korean, not Vietnamese, not fucking caveman language. I am typing in pure English. It says it in the title. So let's be clear that's something that we are trying to avoid. That's why I'm saying that this is a spoiler-free review, and I'm sticking to that, and I'm not saying anything else, and I'm keeping it just to my own opinions. But come Monday, when I start talking about this movie on Monday, it's a whole different enchilada. Whole different enchilada. So, ultimately, like I said, Act 3 to me was kind of the weakest, but Act 3 also had... Act 3 was the funniest. Gotta say that. The comedy in the movie was gold. The comedy in the movie was gold. I enjoyed that these guys were not taking themselves so serious. Like, the movie had this tone. The tone itself is like dark, gritty, Batman kind of shit, right? But then, like, the actors were like, not necessarily cracking jokes, but the shit that they were saying, it would be like, well, that's just some shit that I would say. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was like, yeah, well, that's something that I would say the same shit if I was in their position, kind of shit. Like, so those kind of things. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I personally gave it an 8.5 out of 10. The first movie I gave it a 7.5. This one's gone up a whole point. Now, mind you, this is my initial take on it, saying that I'm giving it an 8.5. And when I really think about it, it's actually a solid 9 to me. When I like sit down and analyze and I'm going through all this and I come back to the conclusion, I'm like, it was a solid 9. Barring a few things that I liked and didn't like, it was a solid 9. Then I start thinking, really deep diving into the things that I didn't like, and then I feel like it's an 8. So it's between an 8.5 and a 9. I'm gonna go with an 8.5, more so than a 9 in that sense. Ultimately, what happens is, it's not that they fumbled the third act or anything like that. It's more so that, again, there was a lot of threat points that they were trying to like tie in a bow, in the sense of that. Quite a few threat points. And there was a confusing threat point too. There's a confusing one there that I just like. I'm not going to say why it's confusing. You just got to watch it. You got to watch it and you will immediately know what I'm talking about. It is the most confusing plot point or something that is a plot scene that happened that you're like, what the fuck? Like, I had no other option but to legitimately like be like, oh, what? What? And even by the end of the movie, I still was like, that wasn't answered. Like, That's the best way to explain it. You'll see it if you watch the movie. When you watch the movie, you will see what I'm talking about. It is clear as day, and you're probably gonna come out of the movie theater wondering the same thing. Um, yeah, that's pretty much the majority of the coverage of the movie without getting too much into spoiler territory. Uh, the movie does not follow Cole Young, by the way. Let's just put that out there because a lot of folks are probably gonna ask, like, "Yo, what about Cole Young and all this shit or whatever?" Like, I can't talk too much about Cole Young and what's going on with Cole Young if he's in the movie or not. But the movie just doesn't really follow Cole Young as much as the first movie. So, barring that, honestly, you could turn around and throw away. That's the thing that I hate. The thing that I hate is that you could throw away the first movie. Like, for what it's worth. You could throw away the first movie, and without watching the first movie, you could get into the second movie and be like, oh, I could kind of assume what the fuck is going on because they explain what is Mortal Kombat. Yo, the craziest shit is that they explain what is Mortal Kombat within 15 minutes. Like all of Mortal Kombat within 15 minutes, what you're going to sit down and see. So they explain it within 15, 20 minutes of you coming into Mortal Kombat 2. So in reverse, when you watch Mortal Kombat 1 and you go through all of that shit and you watch all of Mortal Kombat 1, then by the end you're like, okay, cool. But then Mortal Kombat 2 starts and they do this thing or whatever and they give us the first act and the first scenes and all this back and forth and whatever the case might be, and then boom, Mortal Kombat 2. And you're like, wait a minute. To me, after watching it, I said, man, I could have, like, if I came in blindly, not knowing about Mortal Kombat 1, I would have watched, like, let's say, for example, my girlfriend, my imaginary girlfriend, if I had a girlfriend, like Mortal Kombat, and I never watched Mortal Kombat in my life because, I'm a caveman and, raised on a farm. My dad didn't let me play video games and things like that. So my gamer girlfriend that I found somehow was like, "Let's go watch Mortal Kombat 2." And I'm like, "But I've never watched the first one, honey." She's like, "Oh no." She was like, "Well, let's watch this one, and then you can watch the one before it, so on and so forth." And I agreed to it. This is a bullshit scenario because I would never agree to watch a second movie if there's a first movie. But in this case, I did agree to it because I don't watch movies like that, and I'm like, for my girlfriend, I'll do anything, kind of guy. So I go watch Mortal Kombat 2. My guy, I know everything that's going on. By 20 minutes into you're like, oh, okay, got it. No confusing bullshit. Like, no, oh well, damn, who's this? What's going on with that? Oh, okay, I gotta really watch number one in order to understand all this shit. No, not at all. At fucking all. And that is amazing of its own. At the same time, kind of scary, and to the point where I'm thinking about it. When I think about it, I'm just like, damn, I've really watched that first Mortal Kombat movie, and it's like from one to the other. Legitimately, you don't have to even watch it. So that I really felt from this movie. Um, just putting that out there. So, in final respects, I think that the movie, for what it's worth, for what they've done, and the rebound that they had to put back into the basket, because that's really what you got to look at it. For the diehard Mortal Kombat fans, let's talk about the diehard Mortal Kombat fans as I'm saying this, because for the diehard Mortal Kombat fans, this movie will do you justice. That's all I can say. If you was a diehard Mortal Kombat fan and you went into Mortal Kombat 1 and you was pissed off and by the end of the movie because like who the fuck is Cole Young and so on and so forth, whatever. This movie again, like I say, it doesn't concentrate on one particular fighter. It goes amongst all of the fighters and gives them all their time, kind of stuff. So that's the best way to explain it. So I deeply enjoyed that. That it was no longer the storyline of Scorpion and this and that and this bullshit and all this shit. It was like they were trying too hard to try to make it like Scorpion's Revenge, the animated Mortal Kombat 1, it was like very, very along the line of like Scorpion's Revenge kind of shit. The animated Mortal Kombat movie. I think that that's the part where they kind of swung and missed in a way, but it not necessarily that they missed, but more so like it was like a double instead of a home run for the real Mortal Kombat fans. For the people who love Mortal Kombat, it was like a double, the first movie. But this movie to me feels like this is a legitimate home run in the sense of giving us everything that's supposed to encompass Mortal Kombat. I loved it. I loved it. I gave it an 8.5. Again, it's just only because of the third act. You'll see why. If you go watch the movie, when you go watch the movie, and then we could talk about it in the spoiler review, which comes out this Monday. We will host a live session just like this one, and we will talk about it on Monday with spoilers and all that good jazz about what clicked, what didn't, so on and so forth, and deep dive into the movie and talk about stuff. As far as it goes, this movie is an 8.5 out of 10 for me. It is definitely better than the first Mortal Kombat movie by a mile. Everything is set in stone. Everything is in your face. The action, the choreography, the characters, the set pieces, the stages, the costumes, all of it are amazing. The first two acts, mwah, chef's kiss. The third act is kind of iffy. And that's where I leave this review at. If you guys are new to the channel and you love these kind of reviews and these kind of podcasts, you already know what to do. Hit the follow, hit the like, hit the share. Continue coming on through here with your boy Techniques as we post more movie reviews live, of course, here on the channel when we do our live streams. And if you're watching this video later down the road, you can always catch me every evening between 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. here on the channel. Holla at me, and I'm out. Now that we got that done, let's go ahead and I guess boot up Street Fighter. What time is it? Brother, that movie was goated though. Not gonna say. I'm gonna tell. I'll say how it is. That movie was great. Oh shit! Here comes the shaders. It's compiling shaders, bro. Mm. I should check that, right? See if they fucking destroyed me from Combo Breaker. Man. Anyway. Um this shader shit, man. I'm telling you. Doesn't happen on PlayStation. Bro, these shaders are ass. Who the fuck is this bitch? Oh, that sucks. So you got your Get to High Master finally? Good shit. I wish I was on PlayStation. Mm. I'm nowhere near. I'm only at 1550 right now. This fucking shader shit is killing me. You trust me, huh? Finally. Yeah, the shaders compilation on the PC it does this. So anytime there's a graphics update or something like that or a new thing, there you go. See? I guess there was a maintenance patch, right? I wonder what it was for. Street Fighter 6. Bro, I swear to God, I hate this cousin fucker. Like, I'm genuinely starting to hate this fucking character. Little by little. And I thought I hated Mai, but no, this guy right here is annoying. Like, he's so fucking annoying. Nah, I genuinely don't like him. Nah. On PC, bro? Listen. Let me be clear about this. For those who don't understand, or those who don't know. I'm gonna say this straightforward. Check this out. The PC player base, we were talking about this the other day, and I wanted it, and I was like, damn, what the fuck is going on? First of all, on PC, the bottom player base, like the player base itself, the base player base, is better than on consoles. That is not even a question. Um, there's factors into that, but let's just be straightforward that the way PC players play at the baseline, meaning 400s, 1400s, 1500s, they play with way more patience and better neutral than consoles. It's just that simple. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to make shit up. It's not that like I have a lack of skills or anything like that. It's like I legitimately have to adjust to playing against the PC players. And that adjustment saw me drop all the way down to 1450, get all the way to 1600, and then lose 50 points. It's not as simple as you saying, "Oh, I got 1600 on console. I'm gonna do the same shit on PC." It's not. And I would highly recommend for those who only have console only, like PlayStation only, active, to put it into all, so you can start playing PC players. Because yes, there are some cheaters out there. I'm not gonna lie, there are some cheaters out there, and you got a lot of Smurfs too. That essentially they've gotten bored at not being able to crack 1700 or 1800 or whatever, and then now they play like weaker character slash play their favorite character, but they keep that character at a level between like 1400 and 1600, just impeding players that are genuinely trying to get better from getting better or from improving or getting the ranks. So I ran into that recently a few times where I was playing, by all means, 18 to 1900 level MR players that had 1500 MR level of their characters. I know they have alternate accounts; they're not using their real account, but the way that they manipulated the neutral, the way that they would press the feints, the way that they would essentially set me up for the whiff punish primarily, I felt that I'm like, yo, the motherfucker I'm playing on the other side is not no 1500 player. And it was specifically always with the PC players. You will see the PC logo sign on it, and I'm like, cool. And then when the match start and I lose the first match, like washed, I will get fucking washed by a nigga that's like 1480. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, I know I'm good enough to keep myself at 1550 for the most part. On the PlayStation, I was keeping myself at 1550. Then I kept myself at 1630, right? I'm like, yo, I'm getting better. But on PC, the first few days, even now, like I feel this weird dread where it's just like the improvement that I had on PlayStation was a genuine improvement, or was it because I was playing to their style? But the real world being the PC players, where a lot of the pro players are at, this is really where my level's at. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird, it's a weird conundrum. It's a weird conundrum. So I felt less of myself, to be honest. So it's like it's actually backwards. Like, correct. On PC, a 1400 PC player is like a 1500 PSN player. I even go as hard as to say like maybe 1520, 1530. Yeah, the average 1400 player, 1450, is like a 1550 player or so on PlayStation. Do I like PC over PS5? I mean, I like the to be honest, to be brutally honest, I don't like the shaders compiling. I don't like that this has the SOC-D input situation. Like the SOC-D situation, I don't like that. I mean, it doesn't necessarily happen on PlayStation, but on PC, SOC-D means that when you press more than 3 buttons, it doesn't register shit. So when you're mashing, if you just so happen to hit more than just the down back in the button, in the one button or whatever, if it just registers forward or whatever, it'll neutralize your character. So your character just locks for a second. You'll just stop hitting. and then he'll start pressing whatever button you press next. Then he'll do whatever it is, but it gives you a neutral beat. So that situation happening on a pad, that shit is fundamentally stupid. That's fundamentally fucking stupid. Because that's how I've been dropping combos when I like over press a button or whatever. Like if I'm like trying to do it too fast or whatever, or I over press it'll say, nah, you pressing too many buttons at once. Um and that's the other thing. The other thing is you are gonna run into that if you're playing PC players. You're gonna run into scrubs that have um you're gonna run into scrubs that have essentially no life, that mod the game and put scripts into the game so that way anytime you hit them, then the script automatically gives them the punish, like uh, the counter punish. So the most optimal counter punish. So a lot of folks, so there's folks that they'll wait for you to what's it called? Like they'll just play like sitting back and sitting in neutral because the script has it that on block it'll optimize whatever's next. And then they play off of that like a handicap. Another thing is that there's a lot of players that are playing on their keyboard. And so they're binding shit to the keyboard. There's scripts to bind shit to the keyboard, but the game itself allows you to bind, let's say, three punches, two punches, three punches, or whatever to a certain button. You know what I'm saying? And when you're playing on keyboard, you have a lot of buttons. So if you want to do EX Shoryuken, all you do is press down forward on the keyboard and press R, and that's EX the Shoryuken and shit like that. Yes, you can do that shit on the pad. That you can bind the three punches and whatnot or whatever. But you're limited to a certain amount of buttons at one point or another. And on PC with a regular keyboard, that's not the case. You could play a regular keyboard using up, down, left, right, and then press whatever button you want to press in order to bind the shit. Like two, three, one, two, three, two punches, three punches. So, for example, with Ken, like doing Ken's run on PC, yo, mad niggas is playing on a keyboard and literally just pressing forward R. And to them that's the run button, forward R, and and you just press it twice, he'll just and he'll just stop go kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how they catch you with the fucking tech and shit. So you get niggas like that do shit like that and shit like that, and it's just part of playing on PC. So to be honest, my real experience on it and my real opinion on it is that I'd rather do PlayStation and console over PC because you don't get that bullshit. But ultimately, the bottom line is that all the pros and all the best players have yelled into the skies that the PC version is the better version of Street Fighter 6. So a lot of the best players and a lot of the player community that play Street Fighter are all on PC. The majority of the better players are on PC. So that's just putting it out there. The PC itself, the PC community is stronger than the PlayStation community, by all means. What I would tell you is, look at it this way: on both systems, is going to be the same. In that sense, when I say whatever MR that you have in that system is the MR that you actually have in that system. That's the best way to explain it because you're not going to have the same MR. If you're playing on PC and you're mainly matching up against PC player, you're not going to you're not sitting at 1600, 1650. If you was an average 1650, you're not going to sit on there. You'll probably be a little bit lower as you get adjusted. Then once you get adjusted to the PC side of things, then you get back to where you're at. But you have to get adjusted to how the PC players work and how they do shit. It's definitely a slower game on PC. That's it. And the thing, and the reason behind it, is because a lot of the PC players played Street Fighter V, and Street Fighter V was a slow game. It was just literally, it was slow. The first few seasons were slow. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're getting a lot from the PC players. A lot of the PC players were Street Fighter V players. So they play a slow, grounded game and approach. And if you are jumping around, you're going to get your shit rocked. So it's going to be like, if you are pressing buttons, they're going to whiff that shit. You're going to whiff punish that shit. The thing is, anybody who's playing a video game or a fighting game on PC, you better know that they are playing serious or semi-serious. Or they take the shit somewhat serious. They're not your casual fan talking about, I'm going to buy Dragon Ball FighterZ on PC just to do the storyline and then call it a day. No. A lot of more likely, if you're playing Dragon Ball FighterZ on PC, is because you're trying to play the best niggas on earth. And then the game dies almost so often on PC that the only people that sit around in those lobbies are the best niggas on earth. Still playing. I don't know, man. Hey, you do what you want to do, brother. To be honest, because the thing is, like, I've already told you that I can't go back and forth between characters because that shit messes up my button and messes up my timing. But if you want to get your Cammy to 1600, that's on you. Yeah, that's totally on you. If they play the same, that's on you. I don't have a character that plays the same as Sagat. So anytime I play with another character, it just throws my timing completely the fuck off. So, and a lot of players express that they just because they're having two characters, going back and forth between two characters, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are weaker or anything like that. It's just that the division of the shit that you can and can't do, it's harder because you can at one point think, okay, for me, for example, this right here that I'm doing here with Sagat, right? Is a punish that gives me an Oki. You know what I'm saying? Like gives me an Oki, and then I'm always thinking that the uppercut is always gonna give me an Oki no matter what character. You know, in my head I'm like, okay, so guy's uppercut is an Oki. Now I pick Akuma, and Akuma's uppercut is not. You see what I'm saying? So, but because I'm so used to playing with Sagat, then when I do that, I drive rush and immediately get fucking popped and shit like that. So like little differences, the nuances, you start mixing them into carrying into the other character. Sometimes those are things that you also got to be worried about because the here an example is crouching medium kick with Sagat is not drive rush cancelable. With Akuma, it is. So when I was playing with Akuma, I was walking slightly back and clipping niggas with this, running in, pop, 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 pop. So when I flipped back to Sagat, bro, I kept clipping niggas with this shit, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, what the fuck? And it was just like, you can't drive rush with that because that's not a drive rush cancelable thing. If it makes sense. Tiger knee! Tiger uppercut! Hey, did you see that new Star Fox trailer? It's a remake of Star Fox 64. Do a barrel roll. I can micro walk here. Oh shit. Bro, I can micro walk. So that's how it's done. It truly is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is only a combo designed for if I'm cashing out. Yeah, I can't hit it. But I can hit the tiger knee, though, from it. Let me answer this message, guys. Give me a second. Yeah. See? I did a combo yesterday that was like much more damaging than that. What was it? Well, that's because that's on the counter. That's why. Yeah, so something like this. And pop them back in the corner. It's just only Tiger Knee. Yeah. Yeah, and since I'm guard broken or whatever at that point, there's not much I could do. Like, I don't, cause I could pop into the, maybe? Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There it is. That's 58-12. Shit. Slightly less. Shit, man. Chilling. Chilling, brother, chilling. Trying to figure shit out here. How's the invisible versus stuff coming along? Yeah, that game no joke. I heard that the meta's kind of ass right now, due to like the assist and some shit. A lot of people using Mark. One sec. If I'm too close, it'll hit me. I gotta step back. See? Like, I gotta step back and do it. Nah, it beats up elbow. Yeah, if I'm away from like the impact, cause it's like Bison's stop, like his EX stop or whatever. If you're in the vicinity, it like bounces you up. It kind of does the same thing. You have to get away from the area of impact. Like so, like if I'm moving back and he does it, then when he lands, I get a chance to punish it. Or when he's just first starting his upward movement, I can punish it. cheating, bro. See, and anticipation is different. Like, if I'm anticipating him jumping is one thing. Dude, do we get an exchange there? Because if he just blocks, right? But if he presses a button, do I get an exchange, right? Normally? Unless he does a, what's it called? A suplex. If I'm correct. I'm trying to, So I should be able to stuff it with that. Got it. A knife sharp as a knife is what they say. Come on, man. You gotta keep fucking grappling with me, you piece of pussy. I'm gonna win the next one. I already know what you're gonna keep doing. Went for the wrong move there. I thought he was gonna off dive me. Yeah, I didn't have level 2, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. There we go. What's up, baby? I told you won't win again. I promised you that. You thought I was kidding when I said you wasn't gonna win again. Not off of that shit. This biggest con? Nah, it's dude from Uptown. Yeah, good one. Good tackle. I was waiting for that fucking chest slap. Yeah.
Watch that movie. Eh. Good block. He's playing more patient now. I gotta make him think about doing that. Good job. Good fucking jump. Should have tried to get out the corner. No, he was ready. They're not grabbing him again. You're gonna keep catching me with that, huh? Pussy ass nigga. GG's though. Rudimentary. Yeah, what the fuck, man? Yeah, get fucking blocked. Pressed it a little too early. Okay, fair enough.
Marisa, round one. Fight.
Brother. There's nothing I could do there besides fucking perfect like that, right? Brother, he has blocked everything I do that's air. Anything that I do that's aerial, he blocks it. This nigga's like legit. Has the timing of a fucking. What? Look at this shit.
Marisa wins.
The bane of my existence.
Round one. Fight.
Bye. I don't got time for this shit, man.
Round two. Fight. KO. Sagat wins. Comes a new challenger. Round one. Fight.
Oh, I'm just missing opportunity.
Round two. Fight.
Perfect anyway.
Round one. Fight.
Careful shit. Yeah. With the follow, show the love. Brother. Can't save you now. What up, Roblox?
Round two. Fight.
Hit me in my fucking toe. Oh, come on. No fucking way. What a check. What a check. That is an impossible check, bro.
Cammy wins.
Man woke up light jab. Look at this. All of a sudden, Optimus. Alright, I got something for you. That's how you want to play it, right?
Fight.
Wow. That's crazy. No movement, bro. At all. Hey, no movement at all. You saw that?
Cammy wins.
Everybody saw that, right? Watch this shit. Bro, his buffer was so fucking fast it didn't even register twice. It only registered him going down. Apparently.
Fighting Master. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
Cool.
Fight. Round. Fight.
Okay. You gonna run cause you a pussy. What a pussy, bro. Nigga gonna run cause he knows he can't beat me. He literally fucking ran like a hoe. Cause he knew he got away with fucking murder. Got away with fucking murder, son. What a bitch ass nigga. Lame ass nigga, son. Like on some real shit. That's some lame shit, dog. I'll reach, young blood. Lame ass nigga, son. You a lame ass nigga, bro. On some real shit. I see the number back there ticking. Pussy. One and done it like a lame ass nigga. No, he got away with murder. That's the only reason why he did it too. Cause he's like, yeah, I got away with murder. He knows. Of course he can grab me there. I should have fucking blocked. Fuck. He was desperate. Golly.
Manon wins. Round 1. Fight.
I fell for the same shit twice.
Round 2. Fight.
The fuck off me, bitch. You're getting too fucking comfortable with me. Still fucking hit me, huh? Okay, I gotta be careful with that. Fish. Got you fucking scrambling, huh? That's just light jab there. Go ahead, jump. Go ahead, jump. Pussy. I can't believe I let him escape again. What the fuck, man? Didn't come out, huh? I have got so what's it called? What the fuck? Okay, I'm getting off. That's bullshit. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank y'all for tuning in. You already know. Holla at me. I am